Oh, hey everyone. We're going to look at some roller coasters in storage on Google Earth. So, roller coasters, they can be known as standing but not operating, which are, roller coasters that are just kind of abandoned, sitting at parks that no longer are operating. Sometimes they're at parks that are operating. Lots of standing but not operating. But tonight, we're going to be looking at a more underviewed class of roller coasters. We're looking at roller coasters that are in storage. These are roller coasters that have been dismantled, usually put in a field, in a parking lot for a few months, maybe a few years. Maybe they're just still sitting there. I'm hoping to make this a series because I have found a lot of interesting cases of roller coasters traveling all over the world that you can see from space. We're going to take a look at a few of them tonight. And if y'all like this, do the thing. So here we are on the greatest website in the world, RCDB, aka the Roller Coaster Database. And here we have a list of roller coasters that are categorized as currently in storage. Probably the most famous coaster that's in storage right now is on the Las Vegas Strip, actually. Speed the Ride, taken down in 2011, built in 2000, so was up for 11 years at the Sahara in Las Vegas Strip. It was in a place called the NASCAR Cafe. It was the only ride there. This used to be the best ride on the Vegas Strip, to be honest. It had these awful over-the-shoulder restraints, unfortunately, which most premier rides had kind of gotten rid of by the late 2000s. But they never really retrofitted this coaster to be lap bar only. So it was always kind of rough, but not rough enough to really be that bad. It was really just a advanced shuttle loop. It just shot you going 70 miles per hour. You went over an overbank turn, went through this loop, and then through a bunch of straight track, a little turn, and then you went up this vertical spike. It was really fun. Coaster enthusiasts were pretty sad when it was taken out. The Sahara itself was closed down, so it closed with the Sahara. And it was moved to London, Las Vegas. London, I guess. And is now sitting outside of the Luxor. And you can still visit today. It's still sitting there rotting away. There's constant rumors they're going to rebuild it. There was a long-standing development going on where they were going to basically put it surrounding overhyped McDonald's, apparently. Which, hey, I'm still rooting for it. There's no way, though, because I actually visited the Speed remnants recently, and they're rusted, dude. They're done. They're done for. There's no way that this thing is going back up. Yeah, so they were gonna build like a McDonald's, and they were gonna like a big old shopping plaza with a McDonald's as the hub, and they were gonna rebuild this ride around it. Let's take a look. Let's take a look on the Google Maps real quick. And there she is on Four Seasons Drive, right outside this apartment complex right here. And you can go ahead and even get onto Google Street View. And this is probably one of the clearest pictures you can get of a roller coaster in storage. This particular capture from March 2020. And as you can see, that sign we saw earlier. That sign. Look at it back in 2012. Oof. And last time I visited it I was working on the American Ninja Warrior. See, right there, American Ninja Warrior Vegas filming. So I was here. So I was like, oh shit, it's right over here. Took a little walk over there. And then this is actually also where the Vegas shooting was. The country musical shooting was was here. It was right on these grounds as well. So there it is. Speed the ride, still sitting there. Who knows if it will ever get rebuilt? But if you're ever on the Vegas Strip, it's right across the street from the Mandalay Bay. Very easy to visit. You can just, park right here and walk right up to it. Really, it's easy to find. So yeah, that's probably the most well-known coaster in storage that's just kind of sitting there. We're going to go to Brazil, to Mirabilandia. Now, Mirabilandia is actually a pretty prolific park in Brazil. It's got 2 roller coasters that are currently operating. One is just a Zamperla little dragon coaster. Other one is called Super Tornado, the Vekoma MK 1200 Whirlwind coaster. So, it's not a shabby little park. It's got itself a little Revolution spinning coaster. Not too bad. Let's take a look on the map. What's going on in Brazil here? Nice little park. What is this? What is all this green? It's literally just surrounding the park. It's got a giant green coaster surrounding the park. This was Deja Vu at Six Flags Over Georgia. This is a Vekoma giant inverted boomerang model. They built quite a few of these for Six Flags back in the early 2000s. One went to Magic Mountain, one to Over Georgia, one to Great America, and I think one went to Spain as well. These coasters kind of known to have some operational issues. Some operational issues with these Deja Vu coasters. So a lot of them were taken out of their Six Flags parks. I know the Magic Mountain one, I believe, was moved to Idaho.
Oopsie.
Great America one was moved to Six Flags New England and then got dismantled. But this one, Six Flags Over Georgia, well, it only lasted for 6 years in Georgia, and Georgia sold it to Mirabilandia. Mirabilandia has just had it in storage since 2009. It's just sitting surrounding the park. This thing is gigantic. This thing is huge. Look at those. Look at those abandoned cars, dude. This thing's never going back up. It's never going back up. It's been sitting there for over 10 years. Just in a trash heap. Bomber Summer. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. You can see it all the way from here. All right, we're going to go way back in time. All right, this is Shockwave. It was built at Six Flags Magic Mountain in 1986 by Intamin, a rare Intamin stand-up coaster. And this coaster was basically built to be moved around by Six Flags to various locations. It started off at Six Flags Magic Mountain, basically where Apocalypse is now, Cyclone. Also, this time we're going to be opening up Google Earth because we're going to want to go back in time for this one. This one, we're going to see if we can find this one. So here we're on Google Earth. This is Six Flags Magic Mountain currently. This is where Apocalypse currently stands. And right here, we can use this little slider and we can go back in time. So back in 2006, you can see it used to be a roller coaster called Cyclone. A wooden roller coaster called Cyclone. A very hated roller coaster. Nobody liked Cyclone. It was way too rough. And, hey, look. There's another Deja Vu that we mentioned earlier. That's not the one that went to Brazil, though. It's actually, this one went to Idaho, I believe. But in that same area if we can get all the way back to 1985. This is the best picture we have of it. It was right there. It was right there. By 1994, Apocalypse hit, or not Apocalypse, the Cyclone had officially replaced it. So the only grab we got of Shockwave is very blurry. Very blurry. So, what happened to Shockwave? Where'd it go? Where'd it go, though? Well, it moved to Great Adventure. It moved to Great Adventure in New Jersey from 1990 to 1992. And it looks like they put it... can't really tell where they put it. I don't even think I'm going to look it up where it was at Great Adventure. There's no way. There's no way we'd be able to see if it was in the 90s. So it went to Great Adventure for 2 years. And then it went to Astroworld. And Astroworld's probably where it had its most prolific career. Stayed there from 1993 to 2005. So Six Flags had basically given up on the ride rotation program and kept it in Astroworld. Astroworld was in Houston. You might be thinking, oh, Astroworld, Travis Scott. Yeah, you know. Well, this was the park. This was the actual park. I remember this coaster got really rusted over. A lot of people made fun of it because of how rusted over it got. They did repaint it during the later years of its life. But yeah, taken down with the whole park. The whole park closed in 2005, basically because of parking issues. They didn't want to share a parking lot with Energy Stadium. Terrible. It's so sad. Why did Astroworld have to go? There's no reason. So after it was taken down in 2005, it was moved to another Six Flags owned park called Darien Lake. Darien Lake is kind of near Buffalo, New York. And then it was just placed in a back parking lot, a back dirt parking lot. It was placed really nicely too. You could tell they placed it in ways to make sure that if they wanted to rebuild it, they could. So they actually took their time stacking everything, making sure that, hey, we might rebuild this. It was never rebuilt and then was scrapped in 2017. Oof. Oh, dang. Ouch. That sucks. Let's take a look at the aerial imagery. Is it still there? Is it still there? Nope, it is not there. As you can see, there are various parts that Darien Lake uses, mostly like, water park parts. If we go on the Google Map view, you can see it's actually pretty cleared out right now. They don't got anything back there right now, but this is where it was. And back when they, had older street views. This one's from 2001. They used to have one from like 2017. You used to be able to see the whole thing just laid out right here. And so, bummer. We can't see it, can we? Well, we could go back in time. We could go back in time. Let's go ahead, open up Google Earth. Let's take a look at the coordinates. We should all buy all the rides in stores, make our own theme park. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. That is exactly what I'm saying. Here she is, Darien Lake. Here's the lot that the Batman ride was on. Let's go back in time. Back in 2011, there she is. Wow. Wow, took up a lot of that lot there. Let's take a look at some of these shots here. Oh. Got a little fuzzy there. And as you can see, it sat there. It sat there for quite some time. 95, it wasn't there. 2006, 2009, 2011, 2011. This is probably the best picture you'll get of it. 2014 still there. And there you can see it was starting to get kind of overgrown. At this point, I think they probably decided that it was not salvageable. Still sat there 2014. 2015, by then it's really overgrown. 2016. 2017 with all the snow on it. And then by 2018 it was gone. It was out of there. Rest in peace, Batman the Ride. Intamin stand-up ride. It's gone. It's scrapped. F. Big F. Alright, speaking of Astroworld rides, there was a shuttle loop, Schwarzkopf classic, called Greezed Lightning that sat at Astroworld. One of the very early rides there, built in 1978. This was one of the very first shuttle loops. This was a flywheel launch, which, God, I hope they don't get rid of the flywheel launch on Montezuma's Revenge. I'm scared. Psych Underground got fucking ruined by their LIM, so I'm worried. I am worried about Monty. Anyway, moving on. Greezed Lightning Astroworld, beloved shuttle loop ride. Lasted a long time at Astroworld. Got taken down with Astroworld. Well, guess what? It was moved to Lubbock, Texas, on a farm. It basically just... They just put it on a farm. Bummer. And it sat there. They even put the flywheel. This thing is like the big rare thing. There's still shuttle loops around, but the flywheel launch shuttle wheel is like the rare model. And they just put it in a shuttle. They just put it in a shed. It's just in some farmer's shed in Lubbock, Texas. Let's take a look on the map, and this stayed there from 2006 to 2018. 12 years it sat on this farm. Currently, you can still see it. You can still see it, even though it has apparently been taken down. But as you can see, it takes up a lot of land. A lot of land. Let's take a look from the street. From the street, you can see it as well. Wow. That's actually a really good view of it. You can basically just see all of it. This captures from 2012. If you try to go there now, you will not find it, so please don't. Don't drive all the way to Lubbock, Texas to try to look for this abandoned shuttle loop. It is no longer there. But there are some good captures of this thing. And it is, again, Lubbock, Texas. It's out there. It's out there. It was owned by Joyland Amusement Park right over here. Very small Texas amusement park. Not much to say about it. It's just a small Texas amusement park that was rumored to possibly be building this shuttle loop from Astroworld. Never got done, and rumored that the shuttle loop was scrapped in 2018. Rest in peace! Hate to see a Schwarzkopf get melted down, you know. Bummer. All right, what's another one? Should we? I think it's time we do Chiller, right? We gotta do the Chiller. We gotta do the Chiller. It's gonna be the last one tonight. All right, so we're gonna finish off tonight with probably the most traveled one that we can find. This is Batman and Robin, the Chiller, one of the most infamous coaster failures in history. Built by Premier Rides, which also built Speed the Ride. This was another launched coaster that was built in New Jersey. Six Flags Great Adventure, very big park, one of Six Flags' biggest parks. It was built in 1998. It was taken down in 2007, but I'd say around 2002, the thing was pretty much standing but not operating. This thing barely ran ever. And the whole idea of the coaster was it was built right after Batman and Robin, the movie, came out. They really banked in on that IP there. They're like, yeah, this one's gonna last. Let's make a roller coaster out of it. And it was a racing launch coaster, which you don't really see. Racing launch coasters kind of rare. You know why they're rare? Because of the amount of power it takes to launch two very heavy roller coaster trains 60 miles per hour. It takes a lot of power. So they very quickly realized that they weren't able to run this racing dueling launch coaster at the same time. In fact, I believe this is a photoshopped image. Like, maybe they were able to do it during like the promos. This is from '98, but it was very rare that you would actually see this ride work as intended. Instead, they would basically just run one side of it for most of its life. And then I believe the red side, the Robin side, eventually just stopped working circa 2005. And then they just started running the Batman sides exclusively. It was a cool little ride. I'd say the most interesting part were these barrel rolls that went up as as you went up. It would kind of launch you a little further, so you would get speed as you're coming back down. Like the Cobra roll, which is the most overrated element in coasterdom, in my opinion. And Top Hat, you could get on other premier rides, but the barrel roll, that was a pretty crazy element. In fact, it was so crazy, and you see another one right here. It was so crazy that they took it out. They're like, no, this part's too interesting. We made this ride entirely too interesting. So they took out the barrel roll and basically just replaced it with a hump. Apparently there was like braking issues. It would get stuck on the barrel roll section, so they had to replace it with these hills. And by the time that they replaced this barrel roll, this ride was already in the dumps. People were already like, oh, this thing is getting taken down. It never worked. It caught on fire a few times. This thing was horrible. And when I say caught on fire, I mean these little motors caught on fire. So there's a fire 50-something feet in the air, and you're just blasting right through it. The ride was an absolute disaster. An absolute disaster. Was taken down 2007. It went quite a few places. Let's take a look at, where it was originally. So let's go to Great Adventure real quick. So here at Great Adventure, where the Dark Knight coaster currently sits, also Justice League ride, you can see this little building here. An interesting little building. If we go back in time, let's go back to 2008, and that's when they were still building. Let's go back even further. 2006! There she was. Alright, let's see if we can get a better picture of it. 2008, it was gone. 2002, believe it or not, 2002 has the best capture of it. Sitting right there, Great Adventure. That's the best capture we're going to get of it. So after they took it down, they moved it somewhere else in New Jersey, actually. Plumstead Township in New Jersey. So it moved to Plumstead Township, New Jersey, in a lot somewhere. This is what's going to be hard to find. Not a lot of people remember when it was moved over here. In a lot somewhere out here. Where was it? They still have the Batman and Robin sign sitting in someone's backyard right now. I gotta eventually find that. That's hard to find. All right, we're not done here. I'm gonna find this thing, cause this isn't even where it ended up either. This is still 2010. It was only here for a few years. After the closure, it was at a facility near the park. That doesn't help. Wow, I found a, this is kind of interesting. I found a lawsuit about this from 2017. But it seems like there was like a lawsuit for storing non-farm mechanical equipment on it. That's probably why it was eventually taken off of the property. But I think this will actually show us the where it's located. Hopkins Lane. Ha ha, we found it. Thank you, lawsuit. Thank you, lawsuit. We always rely on a good lawsuit to help you find an abandoned roller coaster in a farm out in New Jersey. Look at this thing. Batman and Robin the Chiller sitting out here in a New Jersey farm, the Susie Q Farms. And right there, 2006 wasn't there yet. 2008 sitting. 2010, nice good photo of it. Still stays there. By 2012, it's gone. It's gone. So looks like, yeah, they had an issue of leaving a roller coaster where I think they're like zoned to leave farm equipment. They're like, yeah, that's farm equipment. That's farm equipment. It's fine. They're like, no, it's not. No, it's not. It's not. It's a roller coaster you have. A giant roller coaster from Great Adventure. So where did it go then? Where is it now? What happened to it? Well, it made its way over to Beto Carrero World. This is actually a pretty nice Brazil amusement park. Very well loved amongst the community. Has a couple of rides, a lot of old rides. Look, an Intamin first generation freefall coaster. I mean, that's pretty nice. Pretty nice. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the maps here. This is kind of an interesting park. It's really out in the middle of this peninsula here, it looks like. But what Beto Carrero World is more known for, much less so than their theme park, is their motocross track. This is a world famous motocross track. If you're into motorcycles and motocross, this is like a legendary track. I also got some nice trails out there, but that's what Beto Carrero World is mostly known for, is their motorcycle track. So this is where Batman and Robin the Chiller ended up, but it was never built. It was never built in Beto Carrero World, unfortunately. But it had quite a history. It had quite a history at Beto Carrero World. This moved. This moved a couple of places. If you look now on a 2022, it is gone. It has been scrapped. It is no more Batman and Robin the Chiller. Big F. So this was scrapped in 2018, mid-2018. It moved over to Beto Carrero around 2013. And when they first moved it, they put it in like a weird backstage area right here. And this is a big ride. You know, it was actually kind of impressive they were able to fit this thing all the way back here. So as you see, 2011, it wasn't there yet. 2012, boom, taking up that whole lot. It stays there for 2013. Keeps staying there. Stays there all the way to 2014. And then it's gone. And then it's gone in 2015. Where'd it go? Did they scrap it already? No, they didn't, actually. No, they didn't. They put it all the way out over here. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work to put. Because remember, each of these things weighs like multiple thousands of pounds. They move that thing all the way over here out into a field. And there it sat out on a field for a couple years. Just sat out there, just slowly eroding away. Meanwhile, they're hosting a world famous motocross events right over here. Batman and Robin just wasting away in a field. 2017. 2017. 2017. By 2018, it's gone. Rest in peace, Batman and Robin. You were a crappy ride that never worked. Oh, that's it. I think that's it. That's it for tonight. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. If you're wondering what this is, why I've been gone for a year, you know, I stream on Twitch every night, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I'm going to try to put some more segments here on the YouTube channel. I would love a subscription. I would love a follow, whatever you call it. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, comment if you have any other roller coasters in storage that you want me to check out. Send them to me. We have a Discord. We have plenty of ways to interact here in our little tiny Feedzak community. This was fun. I think we're going to do a lot more, you know, searching up roller coaster related things on Google Maps. There's plenty of abandoned theme parks. You know, we can go back in time, see where things were, stuff like that. I think we might have a neat little series going here. So thanks again. I'll see you next week. Have a good one.